Hey class, this is Mr. Coursey, and we are here to show you how to edit a multi-camera video. So in my previous lesson, we were in the studio and we learned how to shoot the multi-camera video. So now we're going to edit it in the classroom. So here's what you do to get started. I assume you've gotten everything off the SD card and you've created your project folder for activity 2. I would put all the videos in the video folder and I would name them camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, just to make things easier and simpler. So to get started, you're going to open up a Premiere Pro, do new project, and we're going to name it activity 2 serious interview. And we're going to make sure that we click and choose the location that we set for our project folder. Click choose and then click OK. Now you might want to make sure that you got your workspace in editing. I have my special settings right here, so I'm going to keep that. And the first thing you do is import your videos. So right click or control click, choose import, and we can choose the videos or import the whole video folder. So we got the 3 video clips right here. All you need to do to get started is select all 3 of these and then control click or right click and choose create multi-camera sequence. Now to get started, I think we should call this activity 2 multicam, and under synchronization point we're going to choose audio. Remember when we did the mic sync and clapped and did the blip? That's going to help the software to determine where to match up the 3 video clips. And then make sure sequence preset is set to automatic. And then under audio sequence settings, make sure you choose all cameras, because if you just choose camera 1, camera 1 is going to be actually the first one you selected when you chose create multi-camera sequence. So choose all cameras and then we can mute the ones we don't need. Leave everything else the same, click OK. Now what it did was it made this little multicam sequence and then moved your 3 clips to the process clips folder. Now the first thing I want you to do is create a new sequence. So AVC HD 1080p, 1080p 30, sequence activity 2. So click OK. And then we're going to drag the multicam right in there. And we're going to keep existing settings. So as you can see right here, it's only using 1 camera view. And we need to be able to see all 3 cameras at the same time. In order to enable that, in the program monitor, click the little plus and add the toggle multi-camera view to your icon list by just dragging that down and click OK. So you drag it in there and it's now there. So watch what happens when I toggle it on. So now you can see what the final output is, but you can choose the different clips. As you can see, it has synchronized all the cameras. Now this camera here starts before the others, but you see all 3 of the clips.
DeAndre, you're going to look at this camera.
The main audio is on this camera too, so I want to mute the rest.
DeAndre Lane, and I'm here with Ashley Ramos to talk about the pros
So I'm going to mute those 2.
and cons of being a high school student.
So I don't even need all this over here, so I'm going to click and drag that right there, press delete, move it over. To get started, you see this is selected. All you got to do is select this camera here. Let's start with this camera, and I'm going to hit the space bar to play.
My name is Kendra Lane, and I'm here with Ashley Ramos to talk about the pros and cons of being a high school student.
And then switch to this camera.
You don't self-direct this.
Hi Ashley, can you please describe what you like best about being a high school student?
So here, we're going to switch. Here, we can either click on it or press 1. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So you can press the number 1, number 2, number 3. But here's us switching the camera.
What I like best best about being a high school student is the freedom we get compared to when you were younger. You get more liberty, I think.
That's cool. Is there anything you can tell me about what's hard about being in high school?
I think one of the things that's hard about being in high school is how you have to prioritize certain things over others. Like which work do you want to work on that day? Or like you'll get behind on other work, so you kind of have to balance it out.
Right. It looks like you understand the full experience of being a high school student. I appreciate you for your time and letting us come through and record this. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
I hit the space bar or click stop, and then every time I switch the cameras, there's little cuts right there. Now there's a lot of video footage. Let's say I need to re-edit.
Right.
So when he says right, if I wanted to cut it sooner, I can click on here, hit play,
To balance it out.
Right.
and then stop.
Other work, so you kind of have to balance it out.
Right.
So there it is. It fixed it. Let's say I want to move something over real quick. I can do a rolling edit.
High school student.
What I like best about being a high school student is the freedom we get compared to when you were younger. You get more liberty.
So I want to do a rolling edit. I can move it over.
I think.
And I can hit my plus and minus to get a little closer look.
That's cool.
All right, so you can use the rolling edit to move stuff over. I'm going to press V to get back to the move tool. You can also do this and move that over here with the move tool. So there's several ways you can edit. There's an awful lot of this video that I need to cut out altogether. So I want to show you. You're going to have to make sure you cut the audio along the lines evenly. So
Balance it out.
Right.
Okay. And if you try to be engaged.
So I'm going to cut the part with me talking. And I'm going to just press C to get the razor tool. And I'm going to cut all across there.
Okay. And if you try to be engaged.
And then you can either get the move tool and click and drag all that over, or you can go cut all the way down here and get the move tool again by pressing V and select that, delete, and then you click on the little space right there and press delete, and it moves it right over. So everything's still synchronized.
It looks like you understand the full experience of being a high school student. I appreciate it.
All right, so we messed up, so we'll probably cut that out. So if you're going to have to cut whole sections out, you're going to have to cut the audio too. So you see how it's only cut in the video? So you'll have to get the razor tool, which shortcut is C, and cut the audio. And then make sure you delete the whole space and everything moves right back together. And then once you got everything together, you'll make sure you add an opening title, Activity 2 Serious Interview. You might play it all the way through, make sure it looks good, and then you're ready to export it. Let's see what the finished video will look like. Okay, so when you've edited down the video for this activity, it should be probably about a minute or less than a minute long. Now, you want to get out of the toggle view so you can see what it looks like. So you just click the toggle button, and the last thing you're going to do is add a title. So I'm going to click here, add a title. Let me go Window, Essential Graphics, and I'm going to center it and choose Activity 2, the Serious Interview. Add a little stroke around that. Make it about 2. Let's see what that looks like. So And I'm going to move that over a little bit. Let's see, right here, activity 2. So you can either add it over a little black, or you can kind of straddle a little bit both. I'm going to remove some of this here. And if you want to add a transition, go under Effects, Video Transition, Dissolve.
My name is Keandre Lane, and I'm here with Ashley Ramos to talk.
We got the opening title. We got everything edited. And you might add like a lower third. So under Essential Graphics, let's browse. And let's find a lower third. We have MSEB News, so I'm gonna use that. Let it have a second to load. All right, so when he says my name is Keandre Lane,
My name is Keandre
we're gonna make sure that starts to load.
Lane, and I'm here with Ashley.
It's in the center there, so I want to click on this, and under Effect Controls, I want to change the position to the left side. So the left lower third, right there. And should have done the lead where you had him pronounce his name and spell it. We are going to go under Edit and click on here. And under Name Text, Keandre Lane, MSEB News Reporter. And I'm going to slide this a little bit over. So text position, we're going to change the X right there. And I might even increase that a little bit in size. You can move it down. So Keandre Lane, right there.
Ramos to talk about the pros and cons of being a high school student. Hi, Ashley. Can you please describe what you like best about being a high school student?
We are going to do a lower third for Ashley when she appears. And here's a trick. If you have all the settings already ready, I'm going to delete that. Yeah, like the position and everything and the size. What I do is I hold down Option and click and move it, and it makes a copy. So release Option, and it makes a copy. And all I got to do is change it from Keandre Lane to Ashley. Make sure you spell it correctly. Ashley Ramos. And she is there as a high school student. And if you need to make adjustments and move it, the position, you can. We got all the titles, so let's watch it from beginning to end.
My name is Keandre Lane, and I'm here with Ashley Ramos to talk about the pros and cons of being a high school student. Hi, Ashley. Can you please describe what you like best about being a high school student?
What I like best about being a high school student is the freedom we get compared to when you were younger. You get more liberty, I think.
That's cool. Is there anything you can tell me about what's hard about being in high school?
I think one of the things that's hard about being in high school is how you have to prioritize certain things over others. Like which work do you want to work on that day? Or like you'll get behind on other work, so you kind of have to balance it out.
Right. It looks like you understand the full experience of being a high school student. I appreciate you for your time and letting us come through and record this. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
He kind of messed up in the original edit between here and here. So in order to not have a jump cut, I switched to the other angle. So switching angles can hide jump cuts. So keep that in mind. I also did it like right here when he's like, all right, and then goes to the question. So it kind of helped flow better. So those are little tricks to hide jump cut. Also, when you're setting up camera 2, you don't want too much headroom. Like somebody had one where the top of their heads was right here, and you had all this, and then the bottom of their body's cut off. So try to get at least 3/4 of their body for this type of shot. this is basically it. Everything's ready to export. Make sure you save it and then go File, Export, Media. Format H.264, preset, match source, output name. You're going to find your first quarter folder and put it in there, but you're going to call it your period underscore A. You could do A2 interview, and before that put your last name, first initial, underscore. So 1A, last name, first initial, underscore A2 interview, click save. And then you export it and everything's ready to go. And that's how easy it is to edit with multi-camera editing in Adobe Premiere Pro. See you next time.
Hey class, if you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to this channel. Also, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.